If you're watching this video, that means you're one of the few people who have gone above and beyond to help support us here on Patreon, and that does not go unnoticed. In fact, that's kind of what this video is about, something extra for all of you. So this short video extends on from the latest video released on the main Kento Bento channel, about why Asians are cuter. A sort of a controversial title perhaps, at first glance, but then hopefully people notice the quotation marks. I'm assuming everyone watching here has already seen the main video, so you know that this video is about how neoteny plays into quote-unquote Asian eyes. This seems to be a bit of a special case given that babies have disproportionately large eyes, while East Asians, who are supposed to have a high retention of childlike features, have smaller, more slanted eyes. Or at least that's the perception. Now, large eyes tend to be one of the more commonly brought up examples of neoteny. In fact, check out this chilling view of an artist's depiction of what humans are supposed to look like within the next 100,000 years. Yeah, you may have noticed the growing forehead and the heavily pigmented Trumpian skin tone, but what should scream out at you the most are those unnervingly large eyes. Yes, at this rate, supposedly we'll either be turning into anime characters, or the aliens that visited us in 1947 will have been proven to be us from the future. Okay, so East Asian eyes seem to go against this trend, at least in terms of size. But if you've watched our previous videos on the topic, you'll know that the Asian eye itself is at least just as big as any other race, and that the reason they appear smaller and slanted is because of the epicanthic fold, which is a skin fold on the edge of the upper eyelid that extends to the inner corner of the eye. Up to 90% of East Asians have this to varying degrees, but for non-Asians, this occurs only 2 to 5% of the time. Now, I say all this because there's another group with a high prevalence of epicanthic folds, and I'm not talking about another race or ethnic group. I'm talking about infants, both Asian and non-Asian infants. Yes, in this manner, Asian eyes are neotenous. In fact, we can go even earlier in human development. Epicanthic folds are present in 100% of fetuses at 3 to 6 months gestation, regardless of ethnicity. So all humans initially develop epicanthic folds in the womb. Some infants lose them by birth, but they can still be seen in young children of any race. As they get older, most non-Asians lose this trait, while it's the opposite for East Asians. They tend to retain the fold. So ironically enough, the reason why East Asian eyes appear non-neotenous in size is due to the high neoteny exhibited by the epicanthic fold. Why East Asian evolution chose to emphasize the neotenous eye fold rather than the eye size is up for debate. But then neoteny isn't claimed to be an all or nothing approach anyway. It's on a spectrum. East Asians are just on the high end of it. There are other ethnic groups that also demonstrate a somewhat high level of neoteny, such as Indigenous Americans and Scandinavians. Actually, compared to other animals, humans as a whole are considered highly neotenous. So perhaps the next time someone tells you to grow up, tell them you can't, as you're genetically imprisoned to be a baby for your entire life. I hope you enjoyed this special Patreon video. Tell me your thoughts in the Patreon comments. Of course, thank you so much for supporting this channel, and I think I'll leave it there.